the minute we got together, it was just like I'm talking to you. We were just two people. We weren't acting. I'll tell you how I first met Larry. You may not already know this, but I had the show. I knew I was doing it, and they were testing young men for the part of the master. And I think Sidney Sheldon really thought Larry was the one for it. He also had another actor that was very well known, and I can't think of his name. But Sidney called me and said, would you mind going over the script with this guy who that we'd like to test? And I said, yeah, I can, but at the time I was working on a film at Universal, and I couldn't get out to work. So Larry came to me where I was working at Universal Studios, and we went in my dressing room and read through it, and I read it the way you're supposed to do, I gave him a big hug on the beach, and later, I had no idea. In later years, Larry told me I scared the bejesus out of him. I said, no, I was just acting. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Feroza, and I'm Persian and Indian background, and I just wanted to thank you for your character because you had such a positive spin on being Persian, and it really helped our community a lot. So, thank you.
Thank you.
How did your life change after doing the series? Like, did fame come immediate, or did it come over time?
That's an interesting question. Actors act, and that's our job. That's how we make our living. And when I was doing Jeannie, it was my job. I loved it. I loved doing it, but I didn't give a lot of attention to what was going on outside of what I was doing. And then in between shows, I would go on tours, theater tours, or do movies in other studios. So I was pretty busy. I was learning an act for Las Vegas, for instance, and I would go up there for two. Now, I had no idea what I Dream of Jeannie was doing. Then I go back and I do, a few months of Jeannie. I loved it. I knew it, obviously the network kept putting it on, so I knew it was being accepted. But I didn't know how popular it was, and it was. I was just working. She was very good to me. In fact, wanted to sign me to a contract. She was getting a group of comedians together, and she said, you're funny, and I'd like to have you in my group. And I found out while I was on that show that I Dream of Jeannie had been picked up and sold. So I had to go to her and tell her, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I'm going to be a genie. It's just sweet and wonderful.
Thank you.
My name is Raquel, and I think you're an icon and a class act, and I'm so grateful and happy you're here to meet your fans. This is a wonderful experience. My question to you is, do you know how many auditioned for your part, for Jeannie?
Do I know what?
How many auditioned for your part?
How many other actresses
Oh, the other people. Oh, well, I didn't know any of them at the time. As I said, I was working on a lot of different things, and I would read the variety, the trade papers, and I read about this idea, which I thought was great. But they were testing every tall brunette who was, like Miss Italy, or Miss Turkey, or they were all brunettes, beautiful, gorgeous women. And I thought, well, that's not for me. It's the Middle Eastern part, and they're not going to take a short blonde. Short. And one day, my agent sent me a script, and I read the script, and I thought, oh, this is good, and my agent called back and said, did you like the script? And I said, I loved it. He said, well, they like you, and they have offered you the part. And I said, do they know what I look like? And so that's how I got the part. I had tea with Sidney Sheldon, and I think I had a lot of help from his friends who wrote comedy, and I had worked, with Johnny Carson and doing sketches and things. So that's how I got the part.
Thank you. Can't see anybody else playing Jeannie. Nobody else can play you.
Hello, my name is Chelsea. It is an honor and a delight to meet you. Thank you for being here today. My question to you is, I adore I Dream of Jeannie, but you were also in a film called The Seven Faces of Dr. Lowe with the amazing Tony Randall. I would love to know any memories you have from that film.
Oh yeah, I loved doing that. I did 2 films with
Tony?
What? Oh, well, Tony Randall, yeah. But I was thinking of the director and the writer. George Powell, thank you.
Wonderful World of Brothers Grimm.
Yeah, I love doing that. The Wonderful World of the Brothers Grimm, we shot all over in Germany, and that was beautiful. But apparently because of the film it's on, and I don't know all the technical stuff, it's never been able to transfer over to the small theaters. It was in that kind of thing where the film was all around you.
Cinerama. Oh, Cinerama.
Well, it wasn't Cinerama.
No, it was three-strip Cinerama.
It was really difficult. But I understand that they're working on it, so they might bring it out again. But The Seven Faces of Dr. Lowe was wonderful, and working with Tony Randall was great. He's another one that his presence is there when you're working with him. He is that human being that you can talk to, and it was fun playing a school teacher. I had brunette hair. I loved it, yes.
Thank you so much.